One day King Shantanu, the ruler of Hastinapur from the Chandravanshi dynasty, was out hunting near the banks of river Ganga, where he saw a woman of incredible beauty. The woman was Ganga herself in a human form. Shantanu, mesmerized by the beauty of Ganga, approached her and proposed to marry her. He offered her to be his wife and the queen of Hastinapur. Ganga agreed to be his wife, but at the same time put forth a condition. She demanded that Shantanu would never stop her from doing anything or question her actions. If he did so, upon giving him an answer, she would leave him forever. Shantanu, blind in his love, agreed to Ganga's demands, and the two married. The kingdom wholeheartedly accepted their new queen. A few months had passed, and the people of Hastinapur were anticipating their crown prince, as Ganga had conceived with Shantanu's child. Soon the time had come, and Ganga gave birth to their first son. King Shantanu and the people of Hastinapur were filled with immense joy. The next morning, King Shantanu saw his wife Ganga carrying their newborn son and walking towards the river. The king was confused to see the queen walk away with their child unaccompanied by anyone. So, he decided to follow Ganga and soon witnessed the biggest shock of his life. As Ganga reached the river, she drowned her first newborn son into the river, thus killing her child. Shantanu was devastated but could not stop or ask Ganga for an explanation, due to the promise he had made. The gruesome event repeated when Ganga was bearing the king's future children. One after the other, Ganga had delivered 7 children, and each time she would walk up to the river and drown each of their children, and despite the king's grief he could not step up and demand an explanation from Ganga. The ministers of the king had started questioning the king, worrying if he would ever have a successor to his throne. Soon after, the whole kingdom had started questioning the act of their queen. But Ganga remained unaffected by it as if nothing had happened. Finally, Ganga was pregnant for the 8th time with her son. The day she delivered her boy, the maids whispered amongst themselves that she would drown this boy too, and rightly so, as the next day Ganga again walked towards the river with her 8th newborn son. By imagining the future, the king was disappointed and shattered. In this moment of weakness as a father, he broke his promise to Ganga and stopped her from killing their 8th child. He demanded an explanation for all the damage she had done so far. Ganga revealed that her and the king Shantanu were living a mortal life on earth as a result of a curse from their previous lifetime. In their previous birth, Ganga was the daughter of Lord Brahma and Shantanu was the powerful king Mahabharat of the Ikshvaku dynasty. Once the king got an opportunity to visit the court of Lord Brahma, where all the Devas and Ganga were also present. King Mahabharat and Ganga were attracted to each other and couldn't take their eyes off one another. While the celestials were worshipping Lord Brahma, a wind blew and displaced Ganga's clothes, revealing her body. Everybody presented at the crowd bent their heads except Mahabharat, who kept on looking at Ganga's body. Ganga noticed the king staring at her body and did nothing. Instead, because of her attraction towards him, she was enjoying the attention. Upon seeing this act, Lord Brahma lost his temper and cursed Mahabharat and Ganga to be born as mortals, and that Ganga will cause him much pain. Then she told him that their 8 children were the 8 Vasus who were cursed by sage Vashisht to be born on earth as mortal humans. However, when the 8 Vasus pacified the sage, he limited his curse and told them that they would be freed from this curse upon their birth as humans. So, she released the 7 newborns from their human lives by drowning them. However, Vasudev's, who was now their 8th son, was cursed to live a long life. But sage Vasishtha also gave him a boon that he would be virtuous, conversant with all the holy scriptures, and will be an obedient son to his father. As promised, it was time for Ganga to abandon the king. She took away their 8th child with her, to bring him up well and train him for all the things he will have to deal with in his future. She named her son Devavrat, who went on to be a great warrior and is often referred as Gangputra Bhishma or Bhishma Pitama in the Mahabharat. Shantanu was filled with grief from the loss of his wife and son and began to practice brahmacharya for a while. He spent the rest of his life without Ganga.